Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tellor Dev Call. Today is February 23rd, 2026. And we're back from Denver. We had a great time out there. Lots of builders, lots of people, a lot more focus on products, obviously. And we can talk a little bit more about that later. But for this week, we left while we were doing an upgrade on Palmetto for optimizations. This week last week we did a lot of testing. Spuddy was here doing a lot of that. And this week we're actually doing that same upgrade, but on Mainnet. So expect the proposal to be coming out between today and tomorrow morning, and for the upgrade to actually go through on Friday. And with that, let's get going on what we're up to this week. Spuddy.
Yeah, okay. Last week I tested the tag 6.1.2 upgrade pretty fairly extensively while everyone was at EthDever. We upgraded the DevNet, we've upgraded Palmetto, and I've done a bunch of manual checks on both of them. I think the only thing that operators should look out for with this one is it's going to be deleting all the old reports. We were just talking about this off camera, so it's fresh in my brain. We're going to be deleting all the old micro reports that are older than 21 days or 30 days or something like that. But it's going to cause a little extra IO overhead, like some more reads and writes to your storage drive while it's working on that. Don't know how long it's going to take. There's a lot of micro reports. But yeah, we wanted to do that instead of just doing a migration all at once that stops the chain for a while. It's going to do it slowly over time. And now, I also changed the compression that we use for the pre-building the snapshots. I made it a faster, yeah, I don't think it's a smaller file size, but it's way faster compression and decompression, which can help nodes come back up faster if they go offline. But right now what I'm working on is coordinating the scripts and the docs so that people can copy and paste commands to do that still.
All right, so something to look forward, everybody. That'll keep you out of jail, right, Spuddy?
I don't know if it's good enough to keep everybody out of jail.
It should help,
uh,
though, right? Or no?
yeah,
Okay.
you guys just got back, so I didn't want to like bring it up like too much today because everybody just got back. But if we read the chat, there's like some questions about like, can we increase that missed blocks window so that people don't get jailed as often, or make the penalty less? And we just got to talk about that, I think.
Yes, I think this is an old conversation that has not slipped our minds. If you're out there, we have been discussing it internally. We haven't, well, we're still thinking about how to make that happen in a way that it also keeps the chain secure, and that it continues to incentivize people to be up as much as possible. So what we were thinking, and you guys can give us your feedback on this, is basically doing it in a way that maybe it could be lower, the penalty could be lower, but it increases as the amount of people jailed, or the amount of state that is jailed approximates 33%. So the way that we're envisioning it is it'll be similar to the way that Ethereum works. And Tim, you can help me out with this, but it's basically a little bit lower and then increases as we get to the point where the chain could potentially halt if we cannot reach 66% consensus. And so that's what we've been thinking about implementing. So it's a much more not difficult, but it's more involved than just changing the parameter, which is what you guys have been asking for. So yes, yeah.
I think the idea was to, like, not require people to run multiple nodes, but like if you're going to stake a whole bunch on one validator, it would be better for decentralization and liveness of the whole chain to split that up into two. I think we kind of
Yeah.
want to see that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like it doesn't really matter that much if like less than 33% of total stake validators go down all at once, but it's we really don't want 33% or more to all go down at once.
Right.
So the idea is that we can probably keep the penalties pretty low, pretty low for when we're way below 33%. But as we get closer and closer to that, that's where we're entering the danger zone. So we really want to disincentivize that. And this should really encourage, if we have increasing penalties as we approach 33%, that should encourage people hosting their nodes in like different regions and all these different things that we don't have any correlated risk that would cause 33% of validators to go down at once. It's really the big idea.
And it's important because our chain's entirely public. We don't really do any gatekeeping for who can be a validator.
Correct. So all this to say, we have been thinking about it internally. We're not ignoring you. It's just that it is a lot more, it's going to require more than just changing the parameter. This is what we're thinking about doing just to make sure that it continues to align with our vision to ensure that the chain is up and running as, as expected. All right, I hope that answers your question as to what is coming and why we're not moving as quickly as you guys wish we were. But yeah, give us some feedback. I know you guys have been discussing it on the public channel. Now that you guys know what we're thinking, we're all ears. With that, I don't know, Caleb?
I'm gonna probably start this week by just getting back into things, checking up on all the servers and everything, making sure they're still running well, and then jumping back into the price feed remake. I'm going to be refactoring that so that there's only one pair of config files and not two separate ones now. But also for any source that supports batch requests, we are going to start also supporting that and having a cache in the background with which you can configure to be updated and as often as you please. But that should hopefully reduce the total amount of API calls tremendously. So that'll be a big help. And that should probably take the week.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Caleb. Tim?
Yeah, I am working on some more testing of the next upgrade after this week's upgrade, which I'm sure we'll tell you guys more about very soon. And that upgrade is already very much tested, but now with fresh eyes after being in Denver for a week, gonna do some just final reviews of everything and testing.
Great. Thank you, Tim. Dan?
So we're working on generating some CPI data, and I'm trying to automate as much of that as I can.
Great. Thank you, you guys. So this CPI data, I know we've been talking about it for a long time. We have been collecting data it's not exactly the CPI, it's the Big Mac index as sort of a proof of concept. And we want to make sure that we have that down as well as possible and as automated as possible so that we can actually start putting out some numbers very soon. Thanks, Dan. Ryan?
Before I went out for Denver, I was just on the precipice of shoring up the Tellor pull oracle that we're gonna have. It's like the pull case pull Oracle use case for Tellor. So I'm gonna get back into that, clean up the code, and have a nice little blog article written about it.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. So push, pull Oracle, whatever you need, you guys can use us. And then for the next update or upgrade for Tellor, we're basically just making sure that the transition of the rewards from Mainnet into the bridge go as smoothly as possible, and that we're able to do something if it doesn't. Not that it won't. We've done, we take security really, really seriously, and so we're just making sure that we're set up in a way that we can protect our users. So that'll be the next conversation. But this week, expect the upgrade for the optimizations that came in for Palmetto last week. Again, you guys will see a PR at some point between today and tomorrow, and then expect it to happen on Friday. And with that, do we have any other questions?
I didn't see any questions in the Discord chat.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys next week.